Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Showcase Studio by Showcase Events. We're delighted today to offer a very, very special service. We're starting a brand new service called Showcase YOUnique. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all about the need of the hour. And we all need help, don't we? So that is why we have come up with this service. We've got a set of highly qualified, experienced, and trained trainers and coaches with us. I will share about the other sessions later with you, but the crux of this entire thing is to work on you to make a better you. I am honored and privileged to have with us our first two coaches in our first session today. Please join me in welcoming on stage Nasreen Khan. Hi, good evening, Nasreen.
Hi, Nalini. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. And Sanjay Gupta. Hi, Sanjay. Good evening.
Good evening, Nanni. So good to be here.
And thank you for being a part of Showcase YOUnique. And thank you so much for this very special session today. It's an introduction on working on making a stronger you from within you. And I am not going to be doing the talking. All I want to tell everybody in the audience is that this is a session that has added so much value in not just my life, it's added a lot of value in many people's lives. So we really hope this session is going to be fruitful. We are open to receiving any comments, any questions, any asks in the comment section. Please keep putting them along as we go along and we'll bring them up. And I'm going to hand over to Nasreen and Sanjay to get started. So over to the two of you, because I want to hear you all.
Thank you so much, Nalini.
Thank you, Nanni. Thank you so much.
So should we start with why are we here today?
Actually, I'm here because I really believe in what you're talking about. And I'll share a little bit more because when we talk about being stronger from inside, I think the pandemic has shown us what it means to be stronger from inside. And what we are noticing and getting more and more of are people, anxiety is on the top, depression cases are going up. And I forget about anybody else. I'm dying for the pandemic to finish. I'm getting restless sometimes. There are days, good days and bad days. And what we started thinking was, and we've been hearing this for a while now, not only from individuals, also from companies. People asking us, what should we do for our employees? People asking us, what should I do for myself? How can I be stronger? And so when you talked about that, it just connected in 1 second. And I said, okay, yes, Nani, we are on. So that's how it is. Sanjay.
Yeah.
Sanjay,
So, how beautifully you said that we all need help. Isn't that so true? And, that's something that as a philosophy or as a belief I carry with myself, that we all need help. I need help. And I was just thinking as Nasreen was speaking that, as human beings at a sociological level, if you see, we have undefined potential. We don't know what our potential is. And we have seen that with many feats that people have done over the years, and while we have that infinite potential from within, but what's happening outside makes so much of impact for us. And what's happening now, if you see, there is a sense of restriction, there is a sense of limitation. I want to do something, but I cannot do because what the environment is, it's not letting me do that. And when I have that potential, but I'm not able to express it in some way. So unconsciously, subconsciously, the stress and anxiety levels are anyway growing, and it's growing within. So I think that's the need, to address that how do we help people, help ourselves to come out of that state. So that's again, it's something that's very close to my heart even.
Which is true. And, exactly like Nasreen, you said that anxiety, for example, there are good days and bad days. And And as I was sharing with you just a little before the session backstage, that, like, I mean, I've been so anxiety ridden since yesterday, I would say. And when anxiety hits, and for no reason, there is no particular reason that I can pinpoint on to say this could be the issue. But obviously, there are lots of things that keep coming into one's mind. And, I guess the stress of work from home, then the uncertainty with the pandemic, etc. And when you get anxious, the positivity goes flying out of the window, all your thoughts and all your good thoughts. So that is where I feel, something like this would be very beneficial. Would you both like to add to that, and then maybe share some, I mean, you've been working with so many people you've been able to help out with, so you could probably tell us some, case studies and how things have worked.
Hmm. No, so you're so right. I mean, it's fluctuating at times, and something which coming to my mind is that when this new variant came in, and I was talking to a client of mine, she's in Mumbai, and she said a very interesting thing to me. She said, four of us went down. She went down first, and you know how this one is very, very easily transferable, and the three others also went down. And I was asking her, okay, so what could you tell me about this virus? She said, I can't tell you anything about the virus, but I know this, that if you're better from inside, you're healthier, then it's easier on you. And that really stayed with me, because it's all of us up for the same pandemic. But some of us are taking it, finding it easier to cope. Some of us are finding it harder to cope. It's basically how fit we are internally. What is our mental fitness like? That decides how do we actually, what's our response to it? Because see, Nani, what's happened is I've been thinking about this because we've been doing this listening hearts as well, as you know. And some of the basic human needs this pandemic has taken away from us. So one of the
connectivity,
just the connection, no?
Exactly.
That's the human connect.
The human connect. And
sometimes all you need is that hug, which now you can't do. You're just scared. Even when you meet your closest friend, you're scared to hug her or him because of that fear. That fear has taken over.
And if you go for a party nowadays, people will ask you how many people were there. Earlier, the question is coming from a different space. Now the question is coming from, and did they have masks? So, so it's become unaware. And I think, Sanjay, you should talk about connection, because we've been seeing this in listening hearts also, and in the work we've been doing with corporates. Would you like to just talk about the connection?
Yeah, sure, why not? And I was talking to someone from Mumbai, and so I asked him, so you are safe? Yes, I'm safe. I'm till now, touch wood, I'm safe. And so what's happening in Mumbai? You were asking me this, and a few minutes back, a friend of mine texted me that if you are in Mumbai, and it's not only Mumbai, but just taking an example, if you are in Mumbai and if you have not been affected by the virus, you are either very unsocial or you have the next level of immunity. And my friend is telling, don't tell me that I'm unsocial, but what is the option? Where do I have the choice?
That's true.
So again, I was thinking from that connection point of view, we as human beings, we have that innate need of, to see ourselves that I belong to somewhere, right? And if I see the office space, for example, I'll give you a small example. When we were physically in office, and I'm passing by a workstation, and I see that a colleague is not there in the workstation, my first thing is, wo kahan hai? So I will go and ask someone, अरे ये नरेश आज आया नहीं, what happened? अरे आपको पता नहीं है, उसको तबीयत ठीक नहीं, he's not feeling well, has not been well. So what will I do? I will call him up. अरे नरेश, how are you? I thought, I just heard that you are unwell. Now see, I just connect with him, right? And he also
and Naresh doesn't have to be your team. Yeah, he doesn't have to be your team. He's just one person in the office. Yeah,
just one person in the office. Yeah. Now he feels a sense of belongingness. Dekho, Sanjay called me up, right?
Yeah.
Now what is the scene now? The scene is, I'm unwell. I'm not going to go and tell the world, pick up the phone, Nani, I'm unwell. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bear it by myself, with myself, right? And you see how we are losing that connection, that sense of belongingness. So that is one thing. While we are doing it, and it is becoming, I think, it's becoming a part of us to stay with us. And at a subconscious level, something is happening. I may not be aware, but it is happening. Why am I getting stressed? Why am I getting anxious? Why is this sense of helplessness? It's just because I'm not feeling that connectedness with anyone, right? Except for my own small family. I think
In fact,
that's a
as you
very
say that,
important
Sanjay, as you say that, that also comes up for me. Nani, you're aware of that great resignation, as it's called, right? Like some 41% of the people worldwide have resigned and are moving on.
Right.
design.
Yeah.
And a couple of surveys are talking about how another 30% are just waiting for the time to be right to move jobs. Now, when they were trying to figure out what's happening really. So one, of course, is the sheer stress of, the burden that's come up and the work from home and all of that. And one of the reasons they're talking about is the lack of this bonding that happens in offices otherwise.
Connectivity. Yeah,
Yeah,
connectivity.
Exactly.
the connection is
Absolutely.
gone. So that's the other piece. And how do we bring that back? Can we do something for organizations, for individuals to start feeling connected?
Yeah,
So
so the
that's
only way
what
to
I
do
want
that is, no, that's very important because that's literally what's happening. And because of that, like Sanjay, you rightly said, like, when you're in an office, you connect with everybody, but virtually what happens is you will connect with the person or the team that you need to connect with, you have work
Need
with.
to talk to.
Once,
Exactly.
yeah, the work is
Exactly.
over, you disconnect after. You don't even know if that person has hurt his foot or did the person have a headache. You have no clue. Person just
Yeah.
wore some
Exactly.
decent clothes and the top was in good condition. Your hair was brushed. You were looking decent. You were sitting there. You did the conversation. Finished. After you don't even know if the person was sick or unwell or any. You have no
Exactly.
idea. So it's a very, very toxic relationship, as I would say, a very cold
And very
relationship.
Mm.
transactional, extremely
Very,
transactional. We just get together for transactions and move out, which was not the case earlier, of course.
yeah,
Not at all.
that humaneness is gone. So that's what I want to talk about. That so when now that we're talking about showcase unique, so what is it that we are bringing that special? Because after at the end of the day, we know that there are many people doing hand holding sessions and listening sessions, etc. We know that, right? But the reason
Right.
why when I connected with the two of you, it was because the listening hearts had really left an impact on me. And all that people really need is to have an unbiased listener, somebody who's not judging you for anything. You just speak your heart out, and I know it's purely confidential. It stays with you. Even my left ear doesn't hear it from the right. It's like that, right? But the only
Right.
thing is that yes, so that's what I think. I would like to share with our audience on what is it that's special about our session. Why should people want to be here, and what is it that we are able to offer, which is more than at the end of the day, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a very strong person from within. We've all, the first wave came and we thought, oh, okay, fine, 2020 will be a better year, things will get okay. I remember, sorry, I'm taking over for a bit.
Please,
2021, I
please.
remember attending an international conference virtually, and the base conversation over and over again was uh, uh, replan your entry, prepare yourself for a re-entry. July 21st onwards, you're not July 2021 onwards, you're not going to get time to think. And I
Hmm.
think in April, May was the worst time of our lives.
Absolutely.
We lost so
Seriously.
many people that we became
Seriously.
numb, saying deepest condolences, heartfelt condolences, right? And people getting messages saying, stay strong. They said, what do you mean, stay strong? I've lost my father, I've lost my mother, I've lost my family. You're telling me to stay strong? How? So I feel I need more information from y'all in that space, that how it worked post the second phase and how we have to be stronger for the third wave or any other waves that come our way now.
Right.
So then, if you just think about it, I've been thinking a lot about what happened, why were we able to help so many people? And if you just think about our past 2 years, we've been told a lot of things. Everybody is telling us a lot of things. For example, WHO says, okay, now you start doing, wear masks, 6 feet foot distance, blah blah blah. The government tells us, okay, do this, do that. Organizations tell us, okay, now from tomorrow, work from home. From day after, there's a roster, da da da. Even if you get, you see these WhatsApp messages, everything has a message in there, very nice, positive, all well meaning. But everybody's telling us something to do, including really, I mean, we've run so many of them. So, for instance, organization will call us. I remember one organization called us, Nasreen, we want you to just do a motivational and fun talk for them. And I was telling him, I said, what will this motivational fun talk do? So he said, no, right now we just need motivational fun kind of stuff. So we did that. We did that for them. It's not that we didn't. But the interesting part is, of course, then somebody else said, can you get somebody for yoga, somebody for meditation? We are doing a lot of that. But the mode is, it is a tell. I'm telling you what to do. What if meditation is not what I want?
Yeah.
Who is asking me what I want? You're telling me what I should do, but do you know what I want? Who's asking me that? So, nobody's asking you, what do you want? And what started happening was, the only thing that we've done differently is that we've genuinely asked people, what do you want? What is that will help you? Because it's not about us, it's about you. So I had this client, and can you imagine? She said she got so sick of everything. She said, Nasreen, I'm going to go to every mall just before the third wave came so that I get this new variant. It's that bad. So if I get it faster, at least I can go everywhere after that. But it's old. This is the level of desperation. So I actually asked her, I said, okay, so if you work with me, what do you want? So she and we met outside. You know how it is, not meeting in the office. So we met outside in their farmhouse lawns. And husband saying, tell man, what is it that you actually want? It's really cute. And she said, I just want to feel okay from inside. I can't take this anymore. Can somebody just... And then, we were meeting Nani supposedly for half an hour meeting. I was there 2.5 hours because she just wanted to speak and speak and speak. And just somebody to listen to her.
Yeah.
And that's what Sanjay and I were talking also. Sanjay, we talk about the sessions that we've thought of. Would you like to talk a little bit on those?
Yeah, before I do that, I'm thinking the perspective from two, places. As you were talking, there is this innate need of people that to get listened. I want to get listened. And listening to understand. Someone understands me just by listening. Just be there. To a certain extent, I will say meaningful listening to understand is like empathy. Empathizing that person, right? And you were talking for this 2.5 hours. A couple of days ago, I'll just go into the what we can do and what we can offer. But I just wanted to connect your story with the story. A couple of days ago, there was I got a call from a colleague, an ex-colleague, whom I have not spoken for the last 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, or even more, right? So he called up, and we just started chatting. And so I just asked her, how are you feeling? How have been these 2 years for you? Sanjay, please don't talk about that. Please don't talk about that. I am not going to talk about, and please don't even, no, that's okay. That's okay. Calm down. And I gave a pause. And in that silence, he started talking. And talking. And talking. And talking. And I was like horrified what he talked about, the suffering, the pain that he has gone through in the last 2 years. Parents, brother, himself, extended family. So it was horrifying. And I just listened. And over a phone, it was 1.5 hours that he spoke. And he's telling, whom do I talk to? I don't know. I can't tell this to my family members. They will feel pressurized. I have to carry that burden myself. So just imagine that space, a space that we can give to people just to speak, just to talk, right? And that brings me to what we can do, and we will go by providing that space to people, right? And so what we have created is, so the entire offering is based on conversations, right? And we have created this very nice program which we think would be immensely beneficial for people. Seeing what we have spoke about, understanding from our experiences. So this is which we called as a sharing, unique sharing circles. As the term would let you know, so sharing circles. So this we would have small group facilitated conversation, and there will be expert coaches who will facilitate these sessions, and we can and there's groups, depending upon what the need is. It can be about 10 to 12 members facilitated by coaches, as I told you. And the unique thing again over here is we are not letting it is not a one-time activity. The offerings that will be there throughout would be, number one, personalized. We are touching the hearts of people, what their need is, right? We are hand-holding them. It's not a one-time session and you go. It will continue over a period of time. Yeah, it is sustainable, and we will ensure a kind of a habit forming so that people get tuned into that, right?
And they know that we are there for them. Even later, at any point of time, they need to reach out and they need to just talk. They know that we are there for them, so that they've got a buddy. Basically, they've got their own personal buddy.
Exactly.
And also, when you're sharing in that large group, in the small group, what happens is that because you hear other people also, you realize you're not alone. Not only are we their buddies, they also find buddies within their own system. So it's really beautiful because we can continue to handle. And from there, we've also said that, let's say there's something that I want to now not even talk in front of a group. I want to talk one-on-one with a particular coach. So we also have an offering which says, okay, you can have a one-on-one confidential conversation just between you and me, and we support the person the best we can. Same thing, we continue the support even after that conversation, because these are things which you just don't finish overnight.
No, they don't.
Exactly.
I wanted to bring up one more thing, like Nasreen, when you were talking about this earlier, and you said that basically people are always telling you what to do, right? And they don't ask you what you want. But there are times that, like, suppose, like, if it's me, I don't know what I want. But I'm very restless from within. But I don't know what I want. Sorry, I think I'm treating this as my own healing session.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know what I want. And I don't have anything to regret. I only have gratitude. Thank God we are alive. Our family members are there. Everybody's hale and hearty. So there's only gratitude. Then why am I restless? What is it that's... So I don't know what I want. So sometimes maybe that little bit of nudging or telling, I don't know. I'm leaving it to the two experts here to guide me or anybody in a similar situation.
I'm so glad you're saying this, because that's the whole idea. That's why we're talking to professionals who know how to make you move there. For example, let's say, even if I were to ask you, how often do you get restless? And you may think of something, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe we point to something that it is in this situation. For example, for myself, I know that my anxiety goes up if it's somebody's medically, there's some medical situation.
Yeah.
I may be all right otherwise.
Exactly.
Totally.
We help the person understand himself or herself even more, so that you can understand why it's happening to you. And then once you understand that, it's easy to work on that.
Right.
That's
and
important.
also one more thing, and one more thing, Dani, is that if we are talking about that, sharing circles where you are in a group of people, you might not feel very comfortable speaking because, as you were telling, I don't know. There's a lot of anxiety,
Yeah.
restlessness within me, but I don't know. But when you see others speaking, you suddenly get that thread, right? Okay, it's not only me. There are 10
Yeah.
other people who are going through the same experience.
Yeah.
So if they are able to share, I can also share, right?
True.
So,
True.
someone very nicely said that we are not in the same boat, we are in the same storm, right?
Yeah.
Just to,
Well
people
said.
will realize that it's not only me. And
Yeah.
that also triggers a lot of conversations.
And also
I
to
think
remember
that.
it's confidential, confidentiality is a big thing here.
Yeah.
Confidentiality.
Absolutely. That's the
Because
most
without
important
that,
thing.
you can't pour out without that. There's it's totally non-judgmental, it's confidential, so it becomes that much easier. I mean, one
That's true.
genuinely wants to help. That's where the intent is. So I think that's
Yeah.
the biggest one I can say.
Which is really the bottom line here. And I can see there are a lot of comments in the comment section. So we can pick up a few just to quickly go in. But if anybody has something to ask specifically, please ask. Of course, we'll share the Google form link later where you can submit for a one on one with our coaches. But I'll just go back. At the beginning, there were some comments. So Mitali said a beautiful thing. She's saying, thanks for raising an important point about how we shouldn't just think someone is okay just because they seem okay.
Oh yeah.
Because when we do these meetings, etc., exactly like we said, so in case you want
Nani,
to add something.
I'm just going to interrupt you for a second. And, there was this young girl I was talking to, and she talked about, the thing is, Nasreen, I'm the only one who feels like this. I feel underconfident. So I was speaking to her a little bit more. She said, all my friends, see them on Facebook, see them on LinkedIn, they are just, she's a young professional, see them, they're shining bright, and I'm the only one who's so uncomfortable. So I asked her, I said, you know what? Have you ever seen anybody's living room and seen the bedroom? Do they look different? And it's
There
like
you
that.
are.
We all put up our best face on social media, but that's not the same thing. And so, Mitali, it's such a good thing that you're asking, because just because I look okay on the face of
Doesn't
it,
mean
I
I
do
am
not
okay.
feel. Yeah.
So you got to figure out what's behind that smile. And then there was another comment that came in which said that when we were talking about the second phase and April and May was a bad phase, I saw it very closely as the operator of the hospital, saddest and helpless situations. And which is so, so true, actually. So true. So true. Then we've got this is a very dear friend of mine, Sarojit, and she said that I can so much connect with whatever you're saying. Been through it in past 7 years, and my just being there as a patient listener has helped my son a lot after the trauma of a brain injury.
Wow. Oh,
So,
beautifully. I'm so glad to hear she's done that.
so
Not easy
yeah,
for her as well, by the way.
no, because I know that it drained her out. She was in emotional drain. And listen, please, I need to join your training sessions, but I need to learn how to disconnect. My problem is that exactly like we said, if the restlessness is because of a health issue, and that triggers, and it happens with me, like somebody's blood reports have to come and I'll start getting, my stomach goes crazy because I'm so
Yeah.
stressed out. Or even my colleagues' health, my family's health, my friends' health, somebody somewhere is not sick, and their reports are coming, Nani, we need to just connect with you on this, and I'm like dying. I said, I just hope everything is okay. Why should I be
Mm.
so? It's better to know if there is a condition, if there is a problem, it's treatable. I'm telling myself that all the time.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
when I'm in that situation, it's like I don't want anything to go wrong. Why?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think
Why is it
that's
that?
Right.
those are our reactions that happen. In fact, there's a longer program that we're talking about on mental fitness as well,
That's right.
which
Yeah.
where we realized was, like for example, you just said very rightly that why am I like that? So
Yeah.
in that, what we are doing is that we're actually first doing a pre-assessment, saying, okay, these are the things because of which you may be getting triggered. And then, therefore, how can we handhold you over the whole of 6, 7 weeks? 7 weeks, I think,
Right.
from end to
7
end.
weeks.
Yeah, so 7 weeks we help you through that, so that you have, not only do you have buddies, you have a coach, you have an app that continues to send you reminders. There are weekly meetings, there is a weekly video. So because it's like you need to reprogram your brain in a way to become mentally fit, so grow those mental muscles and make them really tight. So that when
That
next
is,
time somebody says from the hospital something's happening, Nani's okay.
it's fine, okay, we'll deal with it. That's what
So
I
we
need.
also
Yeah.
have that offering both for corporates and for individuals.
Yeah.
It's as we call it, a seven-week mental fitness journey. That's of course there.
In fact, that is our
And
longest
it's
plan.
a
We've got smaller sessions also, of course. I mean,
Yes,
we've got 2
sessions are
days,
there.
3 days,
Of
5
course,
days.
so we talked about the conversations piece, which is
Yeah.
a sharing circle, which is the conversations in groups. We have spoken about one-on-one conversation, confidential conversations. We also have something in the coaching space, coaching conversations, right?
Yes. I
Right.
forgot about that
We have
altogether. Thank you
yeah,
for talking about it. Yeah.
yeah. We have the coaching conversations, and we call them, as usual, the unique coaching conversations. And again, these are one-on-one sessions, and we are again talking about, it's not a one-time coaching. You come for 45 minutes, do a coaching session, and go. We
Yeah, true.
hold you. Look, we will help you to have a coaching journey where the specialist coach will come and talk to you and be there for you over a period of time. Okay, it
Yeah.
may be 5 weeks, 6 weeks, depending upon the need.
The requirement, yeah.
In fact, I was telling
Requirement.
you, where I was one of the, he's part of a manufacturing setup, one of the CEOs. We had such a good laugh because when February, post February, when the manufacturing setups weren't sure, you give out one projection and then the plant would shut because of COVID. So he said, I made a plan A, plan B, and now I've reached Z. Shall I start numbering them A1, A2, A3? He's just joking. But
Yeah, so where's the
really,
A, B, C? Yeah, correct.
yeah, so he said, as a head of the company, who do I talk to? I'm also anxious, but I have to go somewhere. And that's how we are also looking at CEOs and CXO level people who are anxious
Yeah.
but don't know who to speak to.
And they
So
need
again,
it. I
specialists,
feel, yeah, and I feel that they need it most, basically.
they need it a lot.
Right. So again, in the
So-
coaching space, we are talking about a one-on-one coaching, which is open for everyone, and then is a specialized, CXO level coaching if the need be, that's again with a specialist coach coming in, taking that journey, right?
Yeah.
And as
So this is one of
Nasreen
the
was
comments.
mentioned,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can read the
please.
comments right here. Thanks for raising some wonderful thoughts. Perfect way to have those to nurture over the weekend. But there's another one which is very true, which Ajay Kumar brought up, saying that we actually lost the confidence in the last few months.
That
Lots
is
of
true.
negativity. And
Yeah,
because
I know
after the
that.
second wave, there was hope that things would get better. Omicron, everybody said it's less infectious, but everybody's manifesting differently. Now, whether we don't know whether it is Omicron, it's Delta, whatever it is, we don't even know. Nobody, honestly, the doctors very clearly say for a virus which is 1 year, now 2 years old, you're expecting a thesis out of us. We have no idea.
Yeah.
We ourselves are learning new things every day.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful to all of them, and my heart goes out to all the people who've continued to work during this time to support us in different ways. Imagine them, seeing them on a daily basis. So, like I see a comment which says, "I agree. Programming the brain is very important." It's really so true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Then
very
right.
true.
Yeah, I was
So
just
very
going to
true.
bring that up.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
very, very.
And so again,
sensitive.
coming to that, what it's about programming the brain, and that is the program that we were talking about of building mental fitness. As Nasreen also mentioned, it's a global program that has been running, and it has been researched over 500,000 participants in 50 countries. And we thought that why not for our own people in India, right? So that's a fantastic program, and it is hundreds and CEOs, Stanford students, world-class athletes. Many people have been part of that research. And very interestingly, what this program does is builds the mental muscles, which helps you to sustain difficult periods and conduct yourself and be in a much more positive stance, even with challenges that are looming around us. And very interestingly, it also shows some very remarkable results. It says that people who have actually have undergone that program, 85% of those people have shown increased happiness. 91% could manage stress in a better way, right? Another, so 90% could use their mental and emotional energy more effectively. And so there are many of them. 82%, for example, showed improved relationships. 97% showed improve in empathy. So that's a very powerful program that we are talking of, and
Yes.
yeah,
And that's a big thing. That's a huge thing.
Yeah, big thing. It's a huge thing.
And so remember, Nani, first we were saying that we will offer this only for corporates, and then Sanjay and I talked and we said, you know what, everybody deserves to feel happier, everybody deserves to feel more under control, and whatever it takes for us to do, let's offer it to anyone who wants it, and let's just help in whatever way we can. I think that's the bottom line. Let's just support and help in whatever way we can, and so people can reach out.
Absolutely. Okay. And I really like what somebody has just come up with.
And that is written very nice.
Chandra Sharma. And right here. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll do it. Sorry. Thanks a ton, Nasreen. Sanjay, my bit to everyone is it's okay to be not okay. Exactly like what Mitali had said, that, we sometimes see from the outside everything is fine, but you're not okay. And who can see that? Nobody can see what's behind the smile on the face. Nobody. We're all dressed up on the top.
The beautiful part is to say I'm not okay. And it's all right.
It's actually, it's perfectly all right.
Exactly.
So let's resolve to.
And that's one of the sorry, Nasreen, and that is one of the important things. A very, very important thing of the program is to provide that psychological safe space to people.
Yeah.
That where people will speak and feel safe. That it's okay for me to speak.
That's true. So guys, it's I think been a fantastic session. Since we don't have any specific questions from the audience, of course, my colleague Naina is sharing the Google Forms link over here as well in the comment section. So that's available for everyone to reach out to us on that. Please fill in your information. Please remember that everybody's form is purely confidential and you will not be spammed with any other information. This same link is also going to be shared in the Google Forms. So that is one, in the comment section. So you can pick it up from there. We will also put it up outside on our socials. And if anybody wants it, you can DM us. We will send it to you personally as well. You can email us, anything, whatever, however you want to reach us. And the idea is to make a better world. The pandemic is not going anywhere. We just have to make it a part of our lives. I think as a global phenomenon, it's the first time ever something like this has ever happened. I think we just got to make ourselves stronger from within. Last parting message from Nasreen and parting message from Sanjay, please.
I think just that we are there for you. The biggest thing I can offer is that we are there for you. Please reach out. Just feel free to reach out.
Yeah. Same here. I think it's a journey, and in that journey, we are there for you. And we will hold your hands in that journey.
Perfect. So, it's a beautiful line from one of the old Bollywood songs. मैं गम को खुशी कैसे कह दूँ जो कहते हैं उन्हें कहने दो. Which is really true. So it is okay. It is okay. If you're not okay, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Just get it out of your system, get yourself stronger, and let us together become stronger from within. That's the only thing we can do, right? So thank you so much, Sanjay, and thank you so much, Nasreen, for this. And it's been a wonderful session. Of course, we're going to be in touch constantly. I think I'm already a candidate. I've taken so much out of today's session, but I'm sure there's going to be just lots more. When we leave now, we will leave the audience with a slide which has some of the things that we are going to be offering. The offerings are going to be there. So we leave that on for a minute so for everybody to absorb. Plus, our session is going to stay live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. So please feel free to go back, watch it, share it, whatever, and reach out to as many people as you can. That's the whole idea over here. So thank you very much to the audience for joining us today. Please take care of yourselves is all we ask of you. And reach out to us whenever you feel we are always there. So thank you very much. Take care of yourselves and good night. Thank you, Nasreen, and thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take
Thank you,
care.
Nalini, so much. Thank you. Take care,
Thanks.
everyone. Bye. Thanks.